Welcome to CYSZ Gaming. This is your host, the King Paradigm, bringing you some Mortal Kombat gameplay here. So today I want to talk about what if Shang Tsung was in MKX. I don't know, I got a random thought like the other day and I'm like, man, how would he be in this game? How could NetherRealm even create him? And I'm not talking about like the recent, I think like MK9 Shang Tsung. I actually never played MK9. But I'm not talking about like Shang Tsung like that. I'm talking about like Trilogy or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 Shang Tsung. I used to play Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 arcade on Xbox 360. They actually had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on there, and like I was like hype as hell for it because like I got really good at it. Like I could play with all the characters in it. I had like 6,000 wins online and like 3,000 losses. Like I was like extremely good with it. But I literally knew every character. I knew Shang Tsung, every single transformation that he could do. Every character in that entire game I could transform in the middle of a fight, basically, and play him. Because basically every character only had one combo, but it was funny as hell. Because I'm like, what if he was an MKX? Like, how could they even balance that? Like, if they wanted to make him like that version. Like, would he get, like, if he had 3 variations, I'd probably make him have, like, 1 for Morph, which he only gets to Morph. He doesn't get, like, his Hell Sparks and shit like Shinnok has. He wouldn't get that flame move from the ground, basically. Like, I'd make that his own variation where he can actually shoot fireballs and shit. Like, he'd have projectile variation. And then the morph would be another variation where he could just morph into different characters and shit. But I was like, would I make it variationless? Or would he get the variationless version? Because if he gets the real versions, like, he'd be broke as fuck. Like, if he, like, could pick what variation he wants, like... like, if Sub-Zero had, like, down, back, X, and you turn to Sub-Zero, but if you hit, like, up... it'd be Grandmaster. If you hit left, it'd be like Unbreakable, and down would be like Cryomancer. Like that shit'd be broke as fuck, cause like you could like pick everybody's bad matchup. Like that actually be really funny. I think it'd be funny just to have in the game as like a broken character, but you can't use them in like ranked situations or tournaments. But like just to use them because it'd be funny. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go displace a Raiden, and it lasts for like maybe 10 or 15 seconds. The transformation, like. That shit'd be so fucking broken if you really like think about it. Like, I want you guys to like make up the 3rd variation because I couldn't think of a 3rd one. Like, I know I got the morph and I got like the fire starter or like fire, like his fire variation where he can basically make fire come from the ground and shit and shoot fireballs. Like, that would be basically both the variations, basically. If I had to like make a Shang Tsung in this game. If I was like creator of Mortal Kombat X and they're like, well, let's bring Shang Tsung back, like how I'd actually make him in this game, because he'd still be like extremely broke. Maybe it'd cost a bar a meter or something, like to maybe it'd cost a bar a meter to actually transform into a different character, or maybe like it could be like it'd cost a bar a meter like only if you pick a variation too. Like if you just transform regularly, like with regular transformation, it would be no meter involved. Like you can just get the variationless character and that's cool. But if you want to actually steal a variation or use a variation, then it would be basically it'll cost a bar a meter. Like that would be, I guess that would be kind of legit. That would be kind of fair. It'd still be broken as shit, but it'd be like funny as hell because it'd be almost like I'm managing it, even though you can't manage how broke that would actually be. I guess the 3rd variation could be like, I guess like you could balance it like you can't mirror the character you're fighting, but like the 3rd variation maybe you steal their power, like Shinnok's imposter basically. It'd be like the same thing like that. Like I guess that would be his 3rd variation if I had to make a 3rd one, but I want to know like what you guys would make as like his 3rd variation, basically. Like what would you guys make his 3rd variation if you guys had to like choose what variation he'd be, you know? I don't know, I had a random thought the other day. I'm just like, man, like what if Shang Tsung Trilogy version or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 version was MKX? Like he'd be like super broke. Like it'd be like he'd be literally unstoppable. And it'd just be funny because in like this meta it'd be funny because everybody's like so pro now and they're like they want everything balanced and stuff, but like back then people still play those games like Trilogy and fucking Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. They still got tournaments, and those games have fucking infinites in them and shit. Like Reptile, I used to actually do it on Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I used to be able to basically I used to be able to do the infinite Reptile where basically you throw the orb out and go to the other side, dash, punch, 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 go to the other side, punch, 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 basically. Even in this game, it's funny. You actually get that ability to actually do that. You get to you get to go back and forth like it was like old school. So it's kind of funny when I picked Reptile up in this game because I wanted to use him in the beginning, but I couldn't like get used to how he played and shit. So it's kind of funny. It's like, damn, I can't even get used to how he plays, but I know I used to use him in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. He was actually my main. Like, I was bodying people with Reptile in that game. It's actually really funny. I couldn't like hit the infinite forever or anything. I could only do it like 3 times back and forth, and then I drop it because it was really tight. It was actually really tight in that game, but I know players were actually doing it. But yeah, basically, it's kind of a different video, I guess, but I don't know. I like talking about shit I'm thinking about. If I'm like thinking about something random, I'm like, oh, this could be a really funny video, actually. Like, what people would think about Shang Tsung basically being in this game. It's kind of interesting topic. Even though he'd like literally be broken and shit. So anyways, I want you guys to leave a comment if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, make videos every day. I want you guys to leave a comment on it, what the third variation would be for Shang Tsung if you guys had to like make a third variation basically, and how you guys would probably balance it. It'd be pretty funny. It's actually funny thinking about if you were making a game, how you could balance a character like that, even though he'd be like super broken. If you were like, if like MK Trilogy came out and then this was the next game, like they just pretty much figured out how to make the graphics good as fuck, and Shang Tsung was like that. So they were like, okay, how do we make them the same way as in Trilogy, but separate them into variations basically. That's basically what I want. Everybody can figure out if they want to do that or not. But I know, yeah, pretty much. This gameplay though is it's from a tournament. My friend actually entered me in it like 2 weeks ago, and I completely forgot. Like this guy was randomly messaging me like, "Hey man, you joined the room for the tournament." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like ignoring it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, join." I'm like, "Okay." Then I had to fight Bika first, and I kind of choked because I didn't know the matchup, I guess, well enough as I thought. Cause I was kind of worried. Cause I'm like, at this point he had 2 bars a meter, and I was like, shit. Like I was destroying him, I was mixing him up and shit. But basically, I like didn't know. As soon as he like started doing it, it was like I knew most of the shit jails. You see, at this point, he basically has 3 bars. I'm like, oh fuck, I got this. I have no bars a meter. He has 3 bars, and he basically can jail me. And he's got overheads and lows, so one mix up and it's all over. Like I think right here, yeah, this is when he started jailing me. I was like, oh fuck, and then he got me with the low, and I'm like, ah shit. Then that's my one mistake I made. I was like, damn, I shouldn't have did that pounce. Now I'm like, how do I get out of this? Then I made the fucking slide, and at this point I was like, ah fuck. Open me up 41% into a grab, and I'm like, oh shit. And then he teleported him with that big boot. And then he got another meter. And I was like, oh my god. Got another bar of meter. He already used all 3, then got another bar of meter. I was like, oh, this sucks. Then he fucking did 1EX teleport, and I was pretty much screwed. But if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe.